Hey, Drew, good to see you.
How's it
Um,
going?
hey, I'm wondering what you think of all the weapons that John Elway has added for your offense, starting with Melvin Gordon and Glasgow in free agency, but then especially in the draft. If you could just kind of talk about that.
Yeah, I didn't expect this question to come up today. So, uh, no, I definitely expected that. I'm super pumped about the guys we added to this squad. I mean, you talk about the first guys with Melvin and Graham, two experienced players to help this offense, start rolling early when the season starts, and then you talk about the guys we just pick up in the draft. A bunch of young, extremely talented players. But at the same time, I thought of myself as an extremely talented player coming into it, and it took some time for me to adjust. So when those guys, they got their iPads now, they eventually are going to get out to Denver whenever that is, and we're going to hit the field, and we just got to be ready to prepare. Nothing's in fine ink right now as far as wins and losses, just because of people we drafted. We got a lot of work to put together, and hopefully be on our A game every single Sunday.
Next, we've got Brandon Cristal, KOA, followed by Mike Kliss. Brandon, go ahead. Your line's unmuted.
Hey, Drew, I know we asked you about getting the guys together and then all this happened. As some states are easing restrictions, once you guys get through the time with your coaches, will you see about getting them together somewhere, obviously away from the facility, just to try to get on the same page and on the field with guys?
Yeah, of course. When it is socially acceptable to do that, and to have the best interest of everybody as far as health goes, I'm going to keep that in mind first. But then once that is ready, we're going to have all those guys out there. Got all of them on a text. So whenever we pull the string, whenever the professionals say it should be okay, whether that's the NFL or that's actual CDC, whichever one, we're going to have them ready, and we're going to get out there and we're going to start throwing and get this chemistry down and get things rolling.
Next, we've got Mike Kliss, 9 News, followed by Ryan O'Halloran. Mike, your line's unmuted. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, Drew, how are you physically staying ready?
Yeah, I actually got pretty lucky with this whole deal. My trainer here in Lee Summit actually has, his private place to where it ended up just being me and him throughout this quarantine. I made him promise, made him keep it between us two, and it worked out just fine. We got to be private and keep my running going, keep my lifting going. I connected him and Lauren Landau together to kind of keep a similar mindset as far as what Lauren wants, and then have him relay that to Austin, who is the guy I was training with, and it worked out great.
Next, we got Ryan O'Halloran, Denver Post, followed by Nikki Javala. Ryan, go ahead, please.
Hey, Drew, about Judy and Hamler, when they get up to speed from a quarterback's perspective, how much can they help out Cortland Sutton in terms of getting that safety a little bit over to the middle of the field, double coverage, et cetera?
Yeah, we saw a lot of teams start doubling Cortland towards the end of the year when I was playing. So being able to have speed on the other side, it's going to scare D coordinators, I believe, to, probably going to have to play with, you're not going to shade a single high receiver over to Cortland if you got those guys on the other side. Probably have to stick to more two-high stuff and really play it straight up. But if you play too high, we got to think about, our running backs and our O-line. We got Phillip and Melvin. So I think we're very versatile as far as what we can do, whether that's, we feel like we need to attack the ball and put it through the air or run the ball. I feel like we're pretty solid in both aspects, I would say.
Next, we've got Nikki Javala, followed by Troy Rank. Nikki, go ahead, please.
Drew, the virtual reality technology you used last year, how much did that help you while you were out? And is that something you feel could help you as well as other quarterbacks during this time when, facilities aren't open and you're kind of limited in what you can do?
Yeah, it definitely helped me, especially with the hand situation. It kind of goes back to what it is now. You can't get on the field. I couldn't get on the field with my hand. So being able to watch all of that and take all of Joe's reps that he was taking during practice definitely helped me out a lot. I think as far as, the new guy Riley coming in, I feel like if we can put some film on the potentially on the virtual reality stuff, then it would work. But as of now, it's still just the old offense. So not much that he could benefit from that for right now.
Next, we've got Troy Rank, Denver 7, followed by Eric Dalala. Troy, go ahead, please.
Drew, good to see you, my man. What do you think the Broncos move said regarding the commitment to you? And how are you dealing with the expectations that are clearly been raised with this offseason?
Yeah, I think the move just ended up saying they saw something positive in the way I played in those last games. Potentially being a guy here that could stay for a long time and help the Broncos win as many games as possible. It means a lot to me to see that happen. It puts a little extra confidence on my back. And, at the same time, those expectations do rise when you have so many weapons around you. But, I like to say that I hold myself to high expectations and, I like to put pressure on myself in general. And I think the pressure that I put on myself always outweighs the pressure that comes from, media or, even friends and family or whatever. I feel like the pressure I hang on my head always means the most in the end to me.
Next, we've got Eric Dalala, followed by Jeff Legwold. Eric, go ahead, please.
Drew, what's it been like putting in the offense so far? How comfortable do you feel with that? And then working with Mike Shula, what's that been like? And have you gotten a chance to talk to him yet since his dad passed the other day?
No, I'll address that first. I texted Mike that morning when we all got on our Zoom call. Shermer talked to us a little bit, and we all ended up getting off there and texting Mike. And the prayers out to him and his family right now. But as far as the Zoom meetings go, they're definitely a little different. You got to kind of get more vocal, so to say, not as much, getting up on the board and, being face to face with your receivers or running backs. You got to be a little more vocal in those meetings. And, it's not awkward, but it's definitely different to, chime in these meetings and, have all the eyes looking at you on the screen instead of in person. So that's definitely a little different. But as far as the offense goes this year, learning it, I think having this be my second year is benefiting me in a lot of ways that I didn't necessarily expect as far as learning a new offense. There's similar, carryovers from the last one to where you can pocket that. You don't necessarily have to study that as much because kind of already got that mindset down and know what they're talking about as far as older stuff. But even the newer stuff I'm getting taught, it's easier for me to learn because I've found the way that fits me best as far as learning a new offense goes. So picking this one up, it has happened a little, I'd say, 10 times as quick as I did the first time.
Are you still looking in the mirror to repeat the calls?
Not as much right now. It's more so Andy reading them out to me because, I didn't want Dalton Rising to read me the plays. I'd rather him just stick to knowing what 2 and 3 jet was and 14, 15, that kind of deal. So as far as, Andy reading them out loud to me, he's doing a good job. I had to teach him some rhythm on how to call plays because it was pretty choppy at first, but I think we got it down to an art now.
Next, we've got Jeff Legwold, followed by Michael Spencer. Jeff, go ahead, please.
Drew, I'm just curious if it were a normal off season, would you be throwing much right now? And have you thrown? And do you have somebody you can throw with in the current situation?
Yeah, I do actually. It's the same guy. That was the nice thing about being in Lee Summit is that, I've been with these people forever now. I've been with them since my freshman year of high school to where when this all shut down, I gave them a call and I said, if we can keep in the private gym, throw in my backyard, go on the field as long as that lasted here in Missouri, throwing a private, local spot to where being in Lee Summit, it helped me out because, people like to help the hometown kid. And I really appreciate the city for doing that for me. So no, I'm still staying up on my throwing regimen, my lifting regimen, hoping I can start throwing to the guys out there eventually.
Did you have to talk to your trainer and say, make sure you're both staying away from people, or did you guys have that discussion?
Absolutely. And I told him, hey, there'll be no hard feelings. If you feel the need to go see someone, just tell me, and then, we won't work for 2 weeks. And, I think it was business for him and it was business on my end. So we kept that promise, and same thing for the throwing coach is, a lot of people are going to turn you down right now because everyone's afraid of it. So, my business is still here. Me and you can keep this private, and, if for some reason, you feel like you jeopardize that or got around other people, then, just tell me and, we'll wait 2 weeks.
Next, we've got Michael Spencer, followed by Andrew Mason. Michael, go ahead and ask your question, please.
Hey, Drew, what was it about you and Albert Oakwood went on that allowed you guys to have such a good connection when y'all were together at Mizzou? And obviously, I think it probably goes without saying that you're excited to be back on the same team with him.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I think with me and Albert, it probably started with just the person who he was off the field. I like to surround myself with, you know, good teammates, good guys off the field, and that's exactly what Albert is. So once we developed a friendship off the field, it kind of just molded into on the field stuff. Had a peeker. Yeah, no, it molded that friendship from off the field first, and then it went onto the field. But I think what makes Albert so special is just how smart he is, how he finds open spots on the field, and really him in the red zone. You can find a lot of clips of us at Missouri, corner routes, putting it up high to him, letting him go get it. He is a massive human being, and when you guys finally get to see him in person, you'll realize that. But he is very athletic, can go up and get the ball, and moves really well, as we saw at the combine.
Guys, we got time for a few more. We've got Andrew Mason next. Andrew, go ahead. Your line's unmuted.
Drew, from what you've already learned about this offense, what are the differences between Pat Shermer's scheme and what you did last year, and how is it going to allow you to play to your strengths?
Yeah, I think with this offense, there's definitely more of the possibility on just regular downs, not actually, full play action, throw it deep. There's more possibilities for us to press the ball downfield, which I think definitely plays into my strength and will play into the receivers that we have on this team now. Strength, being able to fly down the field, and just giving me options to, change a curl route to a go route if we get man, or just certain things like that, to where I think we'll be able to press the ball downfield a little more than what we did last year.
Next, we've got Mike Kliss, 9 News. Mike, go ahead, please.
Yeah, Drew, nice audible on the back door there, by the way.
Like that.
We asked Kareem this, but where do you stand on, whether you are comfortable playing games?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to defer that to the professionals, to the doctors, to everything. And I'm no expert on the coronavirus as of right now, so I'll let them decide that. And whenever they decide it's okay for us to play, then I'm ready to play.
Final two, Ryan O'Halloran and Rod Mackey. Ryan, go ahead, please.
Hey, Drew, back at the Super Bowl, you said that one of your priorities, you want to add a little speed. How did that training go? Do you feel like you can move a little quicker out of pocket?
Yeah, without a doubt. We went back and watched a lot of my clips, whether that was me in the actual game or when I first started training, just me running, and found little things here and there to help me, with more explosive out the gate, staying upright. You'll see me hunch a little bit when I ran last year, and I could have gotten, a little more speed, standing up straight, just being a little more fluent with how I was moving. So I think we did a great job of prepping for that, and hopefully I can display that, going into this year.
Last one, Rod Mackey. Rod, go ahead, please.
Yeah, Drew, I don't know if you have been able to watch like that ESPN show last night with Judy and Hamler. Last year, we saw from you, even as a rookie, a lot of personality. KJ brings it. You looking forward to a guy like that? Boy, he looks like he's going to be a lot of fun in the huddle, on the team, etc.
Yeah, I'm excited. Anybody that brings some juice, brings a little swag, brings a little fun, that'll make it 10 times better for us out there. Dalton did that really well as a rookie, coming in and playing, and taking a big role on this offense, but keeping it light and having fun. And I think that's what these guys are gonna have to do coming in as far as rookies go. Just know it's business, and when it's time to work, it's time to work. But being able to show yourself, let guys see who you really are, who you truly are, and end up playing even harder for you when you end up showing that. And I think it's kind of what I got to do when I was on the IR hurt. I got to show everybody who I was as a person, as a guy, and have them have my back as far as who Drew Lock is, but rather than me being on the field. So these guys coming in, let's let them have a little fun, but I think they'll slowly but surely learn that when it's business, it's time to be business.
All right, Drew, appreciate you taking the time to catch up with the local media.